I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will learn how to solve absolute inequality. Here we will see what happens when we consider less than. The question here is solve x minus 1 less than 2. From the very basic definition of absolute function, when we say that the absolute value is less than 2, that means it is within plus and minus 2. So we are going to use that definition. So basically it means that x minus 1 should be less than 2, but it should be greater than minus 2. So that is what it really means. So let me write down here. It means within plus and minus 2, right? So if you use the definition, you can easily get the solution. Now we'll solve by adding 1 on each side. So we have minus 2 plus 1 is less than x minus 1 plus 1 is less than 2 plus 1. That gives us x is greater than minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1 and 2 plus 1 is 3, right? So we get our solution, which we can write on a number line, that if that is 0, then the solution is that x is from minus 1. Let's say this is minus 1. Let me make an open circle here. So this is from minus 1 to, let us say this is 3 for us. Okay. So that becomes the solution, right? So this is probably the simplest way, and we will also call this as algebraic method, right? So this method is using algebra, right? So this is using algebra. Now we will also solve this using graph. So let us say that is method number 2, and we'll use graph this time. So let us sketch the graph for the function x minus 2 and y equals to 2. So x minus 2 means that a line which has a slope of 1 and y-intercept of minus 1. So it's kind of like this particular line, right? Now, as you know, it's an absolute function, so we'll maintain the positive part, but we'll reflect the negative parts. That gives us the absolute function. Perfect. So this is 0. 0 will happen at 1, so we'll write this as 1. And this has been reflected, minus 1, so it reflects to position 1. So that becomes your absolute function. Now, the second line is y equals to 2. So if I draw a horizontal line here at y equals to 2, this is y equals to 2, right? It will intersect at 2 points. Those are the points of intersection. If you drop them on the x-axis, you will know what the x value is. So on a graph paper, you'll find that this value will be at minus 1, and this value will be at 1 plus 2, right? Plus 2, 3. So you get the same solution within minus 1 and 3. Do you see that? So graphically, you could sketch a graph. So in that case, you have to graph two functions. So you can graph the function f of x equals to absolute value of x minus 2. You can graph y equals to 2. Find the point of intersection. And the portion which is less than 2 is the portion here, right? Less than 2, which is represented on x-axis as between minus 1 and 3. So that becomes the solution, right? So we say x belongs to real numbers where it is between minus 1 to 3, right? And that becomes your solution, right? So that is the way you could write. It's better to write like, instead of writing like this, I'll prefer to write this as x is greater than minus 1 and less than 3. Okay. Well, in interval notation, you could write minus 1, 3 also in a solution. That is a different story, right? So that is how actually you can very easily solve absolute inequality using algebraic and graphical method. I hope these steps are absolutely clear. So whenever you have less than, in that case, use one of these methods to solve absolute inequality. I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.